Hello, welcome back to TubeTalk.
Welcome, Douglas, on this Melbourne Cup week.
Picks are no good.
Yeah, I warned people. I said I hadn't picked the winner for 7 or 8 years, and I didn't again. So the TAB account was looking a bit worse for wear on Wednesday morning. But that's all right. I've got another 364 days to build up again, or 362,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Okay. Moving on to last week. Last week, Raposa Repeater was a very good winner at Counties.
He's come up really good, this horse. Third fresh up was a super run. He won really well, relaxed, got off the fence. Very good ride from Darren Dennis, got up. He'll go to a mile next at Tauranga next Saturday, the 14th, and be hard to beat. I think we might move him sort of towards the Group 2 Rich Hill Mile over the Christmas Carnival at Ellerslie.
On Tuesday, all the horses ran really well, but there was one in particular we wanted to talk about, which was Waimoku Falls.
Yeah, they all ran well without a lot of luck. Was really happy with all of them. You can follow them all out of the meeting. But Waimoku Falls, she was caught 3 wide without cover, stepping up in grade against the older horses, still finished off really well for 4th. Ran her last 633.98 or 33.81 or something. She's on target for the 1,000 guineas. She's ready to run really well, and she goes better left-handed than right-handed. So keep an eye on her next Saturday.
And then moving on to this week, we've got about 10 horses. So
We've got a few. Do you know what happened this week, Doug?
what?
They all drew terrible barriers. They all drew outside. The best, I think, was a midfield barrier. As we were going through it, we couldn't believe it. I blame Matt, the Waimate Wonder. He's done something to upset someone.
It's probably rigged, yeah. Anyway, this week on Friday, we have Mono Fasa at Sunshine Coast Race 4.
And she's also entered for Sunday at Sunshine Coast as well, but she'll probably run Friday. I think she's drawn barrier 9 or 10 or the outside barrier. 1,400 metres is too short for her. She finally gets her campaign underway because the last 2 weeks the race she's been in has been abandoned. She finally gets it underway. She'll get back from the running 1,400. It'll be too short for her, but she should be hitting the line well. We do think she's coming up well. She's a 1.5 mile horse, so her best races this prep are in front of her.
On Saturday at Doonbin Race 5, we have Sacred Sweet.
He's won his last 2 races in a row. He's a really promising stayer. He's over a mile. A little bit probably short of his ultimate best. He's drawn, I think, barrier 14 and 14. Right? A lot of speed in the race, though. We'll try and slot him and get some cover. Hopefully just behind midfield, somewhere like that. And with luck in the running, he's a definite winning chance. It's a difficult barrier, but on ability, he can win.
At Te Rapa on Saturday, we have 4 horses, and the first of which, Race 5, Oh He Can.
Oh, he can. I think barrier 13 or might be 37. Ashwin Govindasamy on board, claiming 2. Really happy with the way he's coming up. From the barrier draw, we'll just have to see how he jumps. If he jumps brilliantly, we'll go forward. If he jumps poorly, we'll go back. A little bit of cut in the track won't bother him, and he can run well. He'll probably be around 20s. He can run way better than that.
Race 6, Campari.
Campari, have been waiting for rain for her, and we're finally going to get it. She is in a stakes race, a listed race, and it is quite a tough field, and she's got an outside barrier, surprise, surprise. So she'll probably go back, relax, but she'll handle the conditions. She's got no weight in her back. Her last trial was good, but she won, and with given the track, she can run nicely. Again, she'll be long odds, but she can run better than her odds.
Race 8, we have Rip 'em Up.
Rip 'em Up, we're backing her up. She over-raced last week in the side winkers for the first time, which just took her fight out of her in the straight, but she still ran okay. So we've decided to back her up to see if that freshness is out of her. She won't mind a bit of rain around at Te Rapa. That'll be fine. She's got barrier 12 of 12, surprise. And where she settles will just depend on how she runs. We probably don't want her pulling her head off too much, so we might need to roll forward, but we'll just have to wait and see how the gates open.
Race 9, Mighty Aslan.
Unlikely runner, barrier 14 I think, or barrier 97 or something like that. He doesn't really handle it wet either, and it looks like it's going to be quite wet. So He is an unlikely runner, likely wait for a better track. If he did run, would be going back from that draw and just running home. The 1600 metres is a touch too short, but he was good fresh up. Looking at the video on the screen.
Moving on to Rickerton on Saturday, race 4's Running Man.
Yeah, and look, he's got about barrier 9, but he'll just slot in behind a few. His run was actually pretty good last start. He just got presented a bit too early and should have just stayed with a bit of cover. So this Saturday we'll just ride him with a bit more cover for a bit longer before presenting him, and he is an improving horse.
Race 5, Exuberant.
Yes, Exuberant. Now you'll see the video that was shown for Exuberance. He runs about midfield, but the key was this was last start at Trentham. He was very relaxed, which we've been trying to teach him. He got off the bit. He came out wide and he finished off really, really strongly and ran through the line. So not too worried about his widest draw. He'll get a bit of cover, he'll get back. The key for him is just to relax. Just relax and drop the bit. If he does that, he'll hook out wide and he can bury them. I think as long as he relaxes, I think he's a really good bet on Saturday.
Race 8, Lord Ardmore.
Then the 2,000 guineas, $500,000 Group 1. Only his fourth start. He's only had 2 runs this time in, for a third and a first when he won his last start. So he's coming in under the radar, but he's a very talented horse. He's on the up. We're peaking him for this race. The mile presents absolutely no problems. He's got good gate speed. He's got barrier 7 and 12 or so he's the only one that's drawn a sort of midfield barrier. I can see him jumping. I can see him probably being in the first 4 or 5 because of his gate speed. And I can see him running a really good race. He is a horse that, as I say, he's long odds, but he's got a few things in his favour to run very well, including Jonathan Parks, who's in great form riding him.
Race 9, Severine.
Unlikely runner, I think barrier 15. We're also entering it for a stakes race next Wednesday, Group 3, and she will run in that as long as she makes the field. Very unlikely starter from this barrier.
And finally, race 11, Aristotle.
5th on the ballot, barrier 23. It gets worse, people. Yeah. So he's an unlikely starter. Even if he was to make the field, we'll probably hold him up and wait a week. Very difficult from there. He was very good last start. He came from last and ran 4th, beating the length. He was very, very good. But yeah, this barrier might just be a little bit too much against him.
On Sunday, and then moving on to Sunday at Waipukurau. Race 9, She's Apples.
She's Apples drawn barrier 9. She needs just a little bit of rain, not a lot, but a bit. And Hastings has got rain in the forecast, so as long as that comes, she'll run. She can settle wherever she's happy, and as long as it's sort of a dead 5, dead 6, slow 7, slow 8 in that range, she'll be very, very competitive and can run really well and finish the weekend off nicely for us on the couch on Sunday having a beer.
Now moving on to Bet of the Week.
Doug's favourite section.
Yep.
Oh, last week we missed by about a nose.
Very unlucky.
Anyway.
At Flemington, race 5, number 6, we have True Self.
So True Self, this is the Queen Elizabeth, 2,500 metres. True Self came out last year, missed a run in the Cup and won the Queen Elizabeth. This year he's run in the Caulfield Cup first off, up, gone fairly average, but the track was reasonably, had quite a lot of give in it. He now goes to the race he's won last year. He's got barrier 2, he's got Hugh Bowman on board, and it should be a good track which will suit him far, far better. With run at 1 or run under his belt, I think it's $7.50. He is well over the odds, and he is our Bet of the Week.
And that concludes TubeTalk.
It does. Thank you, Douglas, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
5 further back, Tiger Moth still coming from Sir Dragonet, Master of Reality. Down the outside, Russian Camelot. Twilight Payment at the 300 metres. Still 3 lengths Finch. Tiger Moth, the chosen one, running on with Russian Camelot and Persan. Twilight Payment tries to break their hearts. Tiger Moth wearing him down with the chosen one. It's Twilight Payment. Tiger Moth still trying to get there. Twilight Payment. What a ride, what a win in a cup we'll never forget.